Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me here today. This is Bora Bliss, and we're going to be continuing with our discussion, our presentation about the vicious woman, and this is Vicious Woman 4. So, from what we presented last week, we were talking about some of the consequences of being a vicious woman and how that impacts the family, how it impacts the man and the children. And we stopped where we talked about how uh, as a vicious woman, not a virtuous woman, but a vicious woman. She just wants to tear her husband down, just tear him down. She hates men. How that contributes to a loss of resources, loss of love, respect, and joy in the home. Okay, so and then we're going to go further on with that. So another consequence of a vicious woman in the home is that if there are children in the home, is that the children begin to develop behavioral and psychological problems. And then we see things like sometimes even things like ADHD. They develop ADHD, depression. They become bullies. Um, or if they're not bullies, sometimes they end up being the victims of bullying. They become very violent, and then they begin to exhibit some type of anti-social tendencies, and then we begin to see a pattern of negative attention seeking behaviors, and then also they go into very dangerous addictions. So all of these things form when there's no stability in the home. Okay, there's no peace in the home, there's no love, there's no joy. The children are troubled. The children go out to school and they have to go face the world, they have to go face all manner of people out there in the world, and then they come home and they can't even still enjoy peace of mind. They're troubled. And the woman has been taxed um, primarily with making sure that there is peace in the home. Okay, and when the woman fails at that, it affects it, like it just like a spillover, and it just begins to affect everybody else. So the children really really suffer from from a what's the word, a home where there's chaos, in which the vicious woman drives. She's the one really just driving this thing. The woman sets the mood for the home. She's supposed to set the mood for the home. And if she fails in that regard, everybody suffers. Okay. If she's there trying to outdo the man, she's trying to challenge the man, everybody suffers, most especially the children. Sometimes when children behave badly, sometimes it's a silent cry for help. It's because they're not getting the love, the attention, the nurturing, the care that they're supposed to be getting from their mother. And the father, he may try, but that's not his strength. Okay, the children need their mother. They need a loving mother. So you women out there who are thinking that you cannot be satisfied until you become the man, and then you think it's a child's play, you think it's a joke to take care of children. It's, I mean, that's a very very sad way of thinking, because the children, that's a big responsibility. The children are our future. They will leave after we're gone. And it's the seed we sow in their lives today that would continue. And if we refuse to accept very important role, very, very important role. And instead, we're just there doing this part also with the man. The children would definitely suffer from it. And also, when the children are not grounded in a loving relationship at home, they easily fall victims to peer pressure because now they're open to all manner of um what's the word? All manner of people outside because they're just wanting to be loved, to be accepted. And if the wrong crowd shows them any type of love or nurture or care, they will just go with that crowd. And a lot of times the children go into drugs, they go into alcoholism, they smoke, they do all of these vices. They start stealing, committing crimes, going to places they have no business going, doing things they have no business doing. Okay? They do all of these things. It's a silent cry for help. It's because there's nobody, or the woman has neglected her responsibility. Okay? I'm not saying the man is not important, but the man, most of the responsibility of the man is going out there, like going out there fighting and bringing back the what's it called, the goods. And then the wife or the woman stays home and she shares and enjoys with the children, things like that, something like that. I mean, that's just like an example. I'm not saying a woman cannot work or anything like that. By all means, you can work, you can have a business, but your number one priority is the children. And the children need a safe place. The children need a loving environment. And it is you, the woman, who has been who has been designed to make that happen, to make sure that everybody feels loved, everybody feels appreciated, everybody feels welcomed at home. Okay? So it's your responsibility. So if that's not happening in your home, then try to see what you're doing wrong and try to see how you can correct it and make the necessary changes. The change starts from you. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. And then also, what we what we also see as a consequence or result of a vicious woman is that divorce sometimes would end up happening. Divorce or separation would end up happening. Sometimes the man is like, I can't take this anymore. I'm out. Bye. Or the woman is like, okay, I can't control you enough. Okay, bye. I'm out. And then again, the children suffer. Well, I mean, sometimes you see that they would continue living, coexisting, but they're not happy. They're very miserable, but they just continue living together, which is really sad. And then if the woman continues insulting a man, causing injury to him, pushing him to his limits, just she resorts to violence. She's constantly belittling this man and just killing his spirit. Unfortunately, something worse than divorce may happen, and which is injury or death. Okay, it may be the result of things. If things have just continue piling up and piling up and piling up, and it doesn't change, it doesn't get better. If the woman doesn't change, so sometimes what will end up happening is that the man may end up killing the woman, or she would kill him. And and unfortunately, even worse than them killing themselves, they're doing their nonsense, fighting each other. But unfortunately, the children also become victims of the parents' madness, of the parents' bitter fight. Okay, which is very, very quite it's quite unfortunate, but we see this happen in the world. So the man may get to a point where he's like, I can't take the humiliation anymore. I can't take the insults anymore. You've made me lose my mind. I've lost all peace. I've lost my mind. I have no peace. I have no joy. I have nothing. You've stripped me of everything. You've stripped me of my manhood. I mean, you've stripped me of my life. When I married you, when I said, "Come stay with me, come be with me," this was not the life I envisioned. I was looking for peace. I was looking for a woman who was going to come walk by my side, and us together we conquer the world. I was not wanting a woman who was going to come bully me and destroy me and join forces with my enemies out there to destroy me. But now that's what she's doing. And one day the man is like, I can't take this anymore. And if he doesn't have good counsel around him, he might resort to violence. If he doesn't have good self-control, he may resort to violence. And then the woman also, she may resort to violence if she feels she can't control the man and the man is not jumping or dancing to her tune. And she's like, you know what, forget you, man. I'm taking you out. And she kills him. Okay. This is a very sad outcome. Very, very sad outcome. But a lot of times, people, men, women, are dealing with issues in their homes. And if they do not seek help and they think they have it under control, eventually gets to a point where it, 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 it gets to a point where somebody ends up dying. And then that's what where we hear it in the news. Oh, this man has killed his wife, or oh, this wife has killed the husband, but we really don't know the underlying story. What has been happening all the while? What how has she been treating this man? Did she push him to his limits? Did she contribute to it to him acting this way? I know some people will be like, oh, I'm shaming the victims and things like that. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to get at is this: we should try to be responsible for our own actions. Don't always blame the other person and be like, oh, they at fault. They did this, they did this. Like, you have to come down and you have to sit back and be like, okay, what role did I play in facilitating this behavior? Did I condone this behavior? Did I support this behavior? Did I allow this behavior to grow? What role did I play to make the violence? I mean, to make the behavior become violent. Okay, what did I do? Like, for example, as a wife, I'm for my let me use myself as an example. As a wife, um, I'm not gonna go talk like if me and my husband were having an argument or anything like that. I'm not gonna go start slapping my husband. Like, no, I wouldn't do that. I have a gentleman, and I don't think he's gonna slap me back, but I would not do that. Um, and again, um, I mean, I say my husband is gentle, but who knows? Maybe if I push him to his limits, one day he'll be like, you know what, girl or woman, like you've overstepped your boundaries. You can't do that to me. And then he decides to hit me back. All right. Um, so if you don't want violence, don't go there. Okay. You're not A woman is not physically designed to challenge a man physically. 95% of the time a man would always like is physically stronger than a woman. Okay, so you know that you're not designed to fight like that. Don't go charging at a man. Don't not do it. Don't. You're putting yourself in danger. I don't care if that man is a gentleman. I don't care if that man, whatever that man is, please respect yourself. Do not lay your hands on a man. Do not. And even if you say you must talk, okay, yeah, talking is your weapon. Okay, I'm a woman, I have big mouth and I can talk, talk, talk. Watch your words because your words can inflict serious damage. And those words you can never take them back. And forever that those words will keep playing in his head. What I say is this: if you want to be respected, then respect yourself. Again, I'm going to use myself as an example. I remember when I first started with my husband, we got into like a little misunderstanding and he was saying some really mean words, like saying some really mean things to me. And I ignored him. I didn't say anything back to him. I didn't attack him back. And that's what he was expecting. That was what he was used to. All the other women he had been talking to in the past, whenever he lashes out at them, they would lash back at him. And then he just continues. They keep lashing at each other, saying bad words to each other. But then when he met me, that's not my style. Like I will not do that. So he kept saying these words, bad words or mean words. And I didn't say anything. I just ignored him. And eventually, when he saw that I was not moved and that his words were not having any effect on me, he came back and started apologizing. And I believe that's one of the things I did that won his heart because he saw that I was different. He saw that, oh, she's not going to bring out, contribute in bringing out the worst in me. And since we've been married, I can tell you that I can count how many times my husband has said like bad words to me because he knows I will not go there with him. He knows it. But if, for example, I go there with him and I start saying those words and like repeating the bad words with him to him, now he'll be like, okay, yeah, I know how I'm going to get her. But he knows that doesn't work for me. So he wouldn't do it. Okay. So why I'm saying that is because as women, we have to know it's very, very important. Be secure in yourself, not just secure in yourself. You have to, don't play dirty. Know who you are and stand in your strength as a woman. And that's one way of getting to your man. That's one way of securing his respect. That's one way of securing his love. And any day, anytime, like he cannot even compare you to any other woman out there because you have shown him your worth. Any day, anytime, my husband, he knows that, look, my wife, man, she's special. She doesn't disrespect me even in her anger. Like she's solid. And your husband has to say, or your spouse has to be able to say the same thing about you. But not, oh my God, my wife is angry, she's going to tear the whole house down. No, no. Even if your husband is angry, you should be the one calming him down, like bring him down, bring the tension down. You have been equipped to diffuse the tension. That's one of your primary responsibilities. You don't contribute to the fire. Instead, you try to bring it down. That's one of your roles as a woman. It's not always easy, but you have been designed for that, and you will thrive better at that. But when you go challenging a man, fighting a man, being aggressive, I'm sorry, let me use this word. It doesn't look sexy. It doesn't look nice. You lose your respect as a woman. If you want respect, then respect yourself. You want a man to respect you, then behave yourself. Don't expect a man to respect you when you're there misbehaving and acting like a fool. Don't think a man is going to respect you when you're acting like an animal. No. You want to play that game? A man would come at you and he'll come even stronger. And then you'll be crying. And you'll be like, oh, he doesn't love me. He disrespects me. But what did you do? How did you facilitate that problem? How did you encourage that problem? How did you lead him on to disrespect you? Because if you don't want to be disrespected, you will behave yourself and he will know not to cross the line. He will know not to cross the boundary and he will not disrespect you. But when you lay yourself low for him to disrespect, oh my goodness, he would disrespect you very well. Like all the other girls my husband was talking to before he married me. Oh yeah, he gave it to them. He gave it to them very hot because they put themselves down. He was like, okay, I'm going to throw it on you. But if you want to be respected, respect yourself. And I can tell you today, my husband respects me because I do not insult him and he does not insult me. You want respect, respect the other person. So, my advice to my sisters today, before I close this segment, I want you to consider your ways with your men. Do you have underlying resentment towards your husband? Do you hate men? Do you have a deep desire to punish men? Are you desperately trying to force your man to change at all costs? Like you're like, you know what, this man, you must change. You must do what I say. Are you trying to do that? Are you trying to lord over him? Are you trying to boss him around? Are you trying to make him your boy? Are you trying to do that? Are you unhappy as a woman? You're like, you know what? I'm not happy. Maybe you've not even recognized the fact that you're not happy as a woman. But you need to think about it. Are you happy as a woman? Are you happy as a wife? Are you happy as a mother? And we're not talking about, oh, your husband making you happy or your husband making you sad. In your own self, you're a woman, you're a wife, you're a mother. Are you happy in those roles and responsibilities? Are you happy in yourself as a human being? But just that you occupy a woman's body, are you happy in this body of a woman you find yourself? Or you feel less? You feel weak? You feel miserable? You feel pathetic? Why? Because you're in a woman's body, because you're a woman. And you're like, I'm not happy because I must do what that man is doing and I must do it much better. That's the only way I can be happy. Like, seriously. I need you to do yourself a very big favor. You need to step back, take a step back. You need to do serious reflections. You need to do some serious thinking and come up with the reasons for your unhappiness. Because when you're unhappy, it affects everything else. You have to come up and you have to understand the reasoning why you hate men. Why do you hate your husband? Why do you hate your spouse? Why? Where did this hatred come from? Did it come from your mother? Did it come from other women? Did it come from, oh, somebody hurt you in the past, because of that you want to punish your husband? Where did it come from? Did you learn it from the media? Where did it come from? So you need to understand all of these things. And then, after you have understood where these feelings are coming from, then you need to decide and, like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to stay married or not? Do I love this man? Do I want to grow with this man? Do I want to see this man grow? Do I want my children to be healthy, to be stable in themselves, to be secure children, to be secure human beings, to contribute positively in the society? Do I want to affect the next generation? Because you're affecting the next generation, and if your actions is sabotaging it, then what you are there's no you're not leaving any legacy. Then your children, even your husband, will not be part of the problem in the society. Or your grandchildren. Is that the legacy you want to leave as a woman? Are you living just for today and you're forgetting tomorrow? Please, we need to evaluate these things and we need to know exactly what we want to do. Do we want to see do we want to see him grow, succeed? Do we want him to be strong so that he can continue to take care of us and the children like he's supposed to? So that we have someone to run to when we are weak. Would you like to see your man continue in his role as a protector and leader of the home? After you have thought about these things, you have reflected and you have made up your mind, you have decided what you want. Because by the end of the day, it's what you want, my dear. It is what you want. Nobody can live your life for you. And if you like, you know what, I want to continue living as a vicious woman, tearing my man down, tearing my family down, tearing my children down, well, that's on you. There's a consequence. There's a price. You think you're doing yourself and women a favor? No, you're tearing women down. Now, some men are so scared to get married because of what other women have been doing. So even the good ones, good women now, it's more difficult for them because of what the vicious women are doing. If you're a vicious woman, you better reconsider your ways. You better change. Okay? And whatever you decide, then you go with it. If you want to stay married, oh well, you stay married. But you should take the necessary steps to make sure that there is peace in your life first. And then in your home, it's going to spill over to your husband, to your children. But you must find peace in yourself as a woman. If you hate yourself, you cannot love anybody else. But when you are happy as a woman and in the role that God has designed for you as a woman, when you are happy, your man will be happy, your children will be happy, everybody around you will be happy. But when you are infected with anger, with hatred, with jealousy and envy, resentment, my dear, you will suffer. You will suffer. And not only will you suffer alone, you everybody around you will suffer because your husband will be suffering, your children will be suffering. And if you try to get rid of this anger and the resentment that you have towards men that you're pouring out on your husband, then maybe you need to go for therapy. You may need to go find a way to release those trapped, unhealthy emotions that are causing havoc in your home and in your family. So, we've dwelt a lot of time, or we've spent a lot of time on the topic of the vicious woman. And I'm hoping that this discussion breeds the ground for further discussions and hopefully brings about positive changes in your life and in your family. So I'll say thank you again for joining me here today. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I wish you the very best. Stay safe, stay strong, and take good care of yourself and your husband and your family and your children. We're rooting for you. We're in this together. When women win, our men also win. And when our men win, our women also win. We all are stronger together. We are in this fight for humanity together. Women cannot do it alone. Men cannot do it alone. We both need to come together, put our forces together in saving the earth, in saving the world. There's a reason why we have been made separate, but yeah, we are made separate, but yet we are one. The sooner we realize this, the better. We cannot be divided. We cannot stay divided. We must come together in peace, in unity. Forget all these gender wars. It's nonsense. We cannot get ahead in life if we continue to fight. We must instead fight to stay together, fight to live together, fight to be in peace, fight to be in oneness, in unison, so we can walk this as a whole as opposed to limping. When men go alone, they limp. When women go alone, they limp. But together, we're a strong force. Now we can walk, now we can run, and we can do great things. Once again, thank you so much for joining me, and talk to you next time. God bless. Bye bye.